everybody. I just got done working out, and I've had quite the busy day. Okay, I've been listening to The Garden recently. I quite like The Garden. I've known about them for years, but I listened to, I think it's their newest record. It's not Hopeless Romantic. It's like Hopeless Ballads or something ballad. It's like, it's kind of cynical and comical in its title, but yeah, it's like romantic or something like that, some sort of ballads. But yeah, I really like The Garden. They may be influencing my music pretty soon here, I don't know. I want to make a bossa nova song. Anyway, so I figured it's time I just do a chill video, and I actually have something pretty interesting to talk about. So I've been reading Aristotle's Poetics, and if you don't know anything about Aristotle, he's really cool. And I have some opinions on Aristotle, but he was the first literary critic, and that basically meant at the time that plays were getting made, basically, a little bit before Aristotle's time, I think around 100 years, plays originally were just choruses, so it's just a bunch of people all singing. Or there were people like Homer, which I'm pretty sure would sing. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was either you had little rhapsodes running around, and those were just single people that would sing epics, and then plays, well, what became plays in the form of tragedies and comedies, were sung by choruses. So there were choruses that did tragedies and comedies, and then there were epics, which were done by rhapsodes. So at the time of Aristotle, these things were just new enough to where there wasn't a lot of categorization, but they were also old enough to where you could tell the patterns. So Aristotle came out at a perfect time, and he was also a genius. So he was the first literary critic in that he set criteria to distinguish between comedies, tragedies, and epics. And he mostly talks about tragedies and epics in his Poetics. But there's a lost document, we think, of just comedies that he wrote. So that's interesting. But so interestingly, tragedies have tragic ends, comedies have happy ends, right? That's like what we know this today. But at the time, Aristotle, he said that, among other things, he said tragedies are about great men, so not normal men, but great men. So a good tragedy is about great men, and then a comedy is about normal or lacking men. So that's interesting. So he says it's in a tragedy's best interest to be about great people getting worse, and it's in a comedy's best interest to have stupid or foolish people getting better. But yeah, that's a fun thought. I've been doing lots of college applications, and a big question that the really good colleges ask is, well, if you could teach a course, what would you teach it on? And I think I would teach about where Western thought comes from. If you want to know where literary criticism comes from, quite literally Aristotle. Interestingly, Parmenides, he worked at, what are we doing here, guys? People are trying to merge, not doing it very well. Parmenides, who worked at what's it called? Temple of Apollo, not Cyprus. Oh, it'll come to me. But it was one of the oracles, one of the major oracles, if not the most famous. There's a Temple of Apollo there. Oh, it'll come to me. But, so, this guy named Parmenides worked there I think 100 years before Plato. Plato taught Aristotle. And, basically, Parmenides formulated truth. He got kidnapped by a goddess because he worked traversing the underworld or something like that. So that's all we know. That we don't know what that means. But yeah, so this guy Parmenides worked doing something related to the underworld. This goddess from the underworld kidnaps him and sings him a song saying there are things that the gods know that are the case no matter what anybody thinks. These are divine concepts that are true, or that are the case, which makes them true, regardless of what anybody thinks. That's the first time truth was ever articulated, and Parmenides wrote a poem about it. He showed the world the goddess's poem. It took about 100 years for that idea to catch on. What's this truth business? But then by the time of Plato, I believe it was Plato that formulated the notion of falsehood, because he said, well, if there's truth, its opposite must be the case. So if there are things that are the case no matter what we mortals think, there are things that are not the case no matter what we mortals think. So that's very interesting. I'm pretty sure. And then interestingly, the first logical proof came from Pythagoras. He had tables where he would have, kind of like what Plato did, he'd have a concept on one side and its opposite on the other side, and both must be the case if one of them is. You can't have life without death and all that. So, interestingly, it's almost like, it's a bit like a Buddhist cone, except instead of operating in the gray area, beyond logic and beyond intelligibility, they're operating specifically in intelligibility and rationality. Just shows to go you how, big differences in the West and East, right? And, well, they're intellectual traditions. But, so that's one segment of today's lecture. Another, I've been on a roll with music. Today I recorded three different things. I've produced 3 different things today. That was tiring. I didn't know production could be so tiring. I don't know if I've ever... Because it wasn't even... I've done that much... I've done more than that in a day. It was back to back to back to back, you know? And, yeah, it was a lot of, like, the mixing and the production, like, full swing. It wasn't just me setting stuff up and them going. It was, like, me playing stuff and me doing a lot of brain power, coming up with good ideas, but... So that was cool. But, yeah, I just released a new song this Thursday, maybe? Yeah, ideally Thursday. I'm gonna shoot some videos, get those uploaded on here, or TikTok or something like that. But yeah, I think I said earlier I want to make a bossa nova song. Expect another one. I already have one. It's called Eternal. If you want to check it out, if you're ready to be a fan. But yeah, recently, I don't know, things have been looking up for me. I've gotten some accolades. One of the guys at the USF music program was talking me up. I'm in this, what is it? All-state music ensemble. I'm like a guitarist / producer. So a producer does everything, at least the way I look at it. Keys, singing. I'm trying to build myself more as a solo artist. Because I love playing the guitar and I'm pretty good at it, but who doesn't want to be a pop star? Who doesn't want to be Mick Jagger or Julian Casablancas or all those cool singers that don't touch instruments? I'm always going to play the guitar, but, I just have fun. I just want to have, we're just normal, man. We just want to have fun. But yeah, so that's been going well. I got accepted to FSU. That was really good. I can go abroad, maybe to Italy, to London. I actually went to the FSU London campus. Really nice. It's right next to the Royal British Museum. Great restaurant near the British Museum called... oh boy. Sorry, that workout took... it was leg day, so... Ooh. Sorry, I'm also talking all funny. It was like sergeant, no. Corporal, nope. Lieutenant, major. Oh man, that's also gonna escape me, just like wherever Parmenides worked. The most famous oracle, they had the Pythia and they had the ladies that would tell fortunes. The most Delphi. That's where Parmenides worked. There we go. And yeah, but there's this Indian place right across from the Royal Museum, or Royal British Museum. If you ever go there, you got to go to that Indian place and get some extra money. They have this like 5-course tour de India. Oh man, you just try foods from north, south, northeastern, all over India. It's amazing. It's incredible. Yeah. Okay. I don't know where this conversation went. I'm just having a good time driving home. But yeah, so if you guys have any ideas of some videos. Okay, my song is called In the Dark, right? And I want to make a cool music video. I want to make some short form videos because I need more fans. But I also want to obviously have some good artistic tour de forces, you know what I mean? Because that's what I am, you know? I'm an artiste. But yeah, I think I make pretty good music. But I watched the Daft Punk movie recently, Interstellar 5555. What a movie. Man, that's my childhood. I legit cried during it. My girlfriend was like, "Are you crying?" No. And then she believed me, even though tears running down. It was a dark theater. But yeah, and then later she was like, or she looked at me again and she's like, "Are you sure?" No, bro. I'm not sure. That was my whole childhood. I just watched and I'm a freaking adult now. That was, man. But anyway, I realized if I ever want my music to be real, I absolutely have to get some good video. Like, I need, like, maybe not a movie like Interstellar 5555, but I need to get, you know, just good visual representations of the way the songs are so people can really connect. And I don't know how to do that because I want, you know, I need to be in it, but I'm really good at directing and being behind the camera. I'm not so good at being in front of the camera and having nobody behind the camera to direct me. Maybe I need a director. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the deal. But regardless, I hope you guys had as much fun as I did ranting and rambling. Should I shave? I may have to shave. Again, my girlfriend and loved ones do not wish for me to shave, but what if I did? I don't know. If I shaved my beard, I'd look like my dad's dad. That'd be kind of interesting. I've done that before, but I'm gonna go out of town. Then I'll shave. Nobody will know. If I look bad, I look bad, and I'll look bad by myself. But yeah. Call to action. What should I do? What's my call to action? Let me know if you guys have cool ideas. There's the camera. Let me know if you have cool ideas for, you know, music stuff. I put out visualizers a long time ago, but, you know, they didn't offer much, and their performance shows it. But yeah, if you guys have ideas for that, if you guys want me to make specific songs about specific things, I'll do that. If you want me to make more videos. Do you like videos like this, where I just sort of rant and talk as I come home from the gym? Do you want... Yeah, what do you want? Do you like the little intellectual escapades I go to, and then the biographical things? Yeah, I'm kind of ranting and rambling, but yeah. All right, I need an outro. Have a wonderful day, or night, or anything. If you live in Iceland, have a wonderful 6 hours of sun. Well, unless you're watching this in the winter, in which case I really hope you get any sun at all. You probably won't, actually, if it's Iceland. But yeah, regardless, I hope if you live in Iceland,